We're all known for something. We have something that people know about us, the people in our community that maybe they don't know our name, but they kind of know, oh, you're the person that whatever does this or that. Um, and having a reputation can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. So, a good reputation is something that we work toward and that we want to have in the community. Now, there's a few pieces to this story that you need to know before I actually start with the story. One is this happened while we lived in Dryden, and at our house in Dryden, we had um, a dug well. It wasn't a drilled well, it was just a dug well. It was about 25 feet deep, and it was about 18 inches in diameter, and it was lined with a blue fiberglass casing. Well, with that well being 25 feet deep and having that 18 or 24-inch fiberglass casing, it held a lot of water and we never ran out of water. It was a good well. The water was good. Um, but it was down in the field below our house. And so it was probably oh, over 100 meters or 100 yards away from the house, maybe even 200. It was a ways away from the house, and there were some trees between the house and where the well was, so it was just kind of out there in the field by itself. And the casing stuck up above the ground about oh, two or 2.5 feet. The other piece of this story is that I had built a playset. I got a kit and built a playset, and this was in the days. This was probably 30 years ago. It was before people had playsets. Big playsets weren't as big of a thing like I know now. People have playsets that are as big as my house, but at that time, the playsets were just starting to become a thing, and so we bought a playset. I put it together. It had two swings. It had a bench swing, and then on the side there was like a little fort thing that you could climb up into. It was raised and had a tarp over the top, and then there was a sliding board that went down. And so it was kind of unique at the time in our community, and we had a lot of fun playing on the uh, on the play set on the swings. Even though I did fall off one time, you know that. Um, the other piece of this story is that at that time I was working at Beaver Lake for Northern Youth Programs, and there was a person on staff there who did not drink coffee. He did not have any desire for coffee. He just didn't like it, and he didn't like coffee. And I drank coffee every day. I drank a lot of coffee, and I would always try and get him to drink coffee. And no, he never wanted to drink any coffee. He always said, "The wicked brew has never passed my lips." And so that was his statement about coffee. So we had this thing going back and forth about coffee, and so one time we went on a trip, and we were gone for a few weeks, and when we came home and drove in our driveway, there was a toilet on top of our chimney, and the seat of the toilet was raised up, and there was a circle of blinking Christmas lights on the toilet seat above my house. And when I got to the door, all the doors were locked, and there was a sign on the door that said, "The pot is on." And we never locked our house doors. I didn't have a key for the house. So eventually, to get into the house, I climbed into the wood chute where we would put our firewood into the house and got into the house and unlocked the doors. And well, then I had to get a ladder. I had to get up there and get the toilet down and unplug the Christmas lights. And so it was a big, big joke. A few weeks later, there was a roads board meeting for the local township roads board, the board that was responsible for the maintenance of the roads, and I liked to go to the road board meeting to encourage them to do what they could to fix Hui Road and to grade it and make it as nice as possible. And because we drove on it every day to go to our office. But I didn't know the people on the roads board very well, and people who came to the roads board meeting didn't know each other that well. We all lived in the same township, but we didn't necessarily know each other. It wasn't a very well attended meeting. There were maybe there were three people on the roads board, and then there might be two or three other people that would attend. It was always just five or six people. So I got to the roads board meeting, and one of the men who was there asked me, "Oh, where do you live? Where are you from?" I said, "Well, I live on Pronker Lake Road." And where at on Pronker Lake Road? I said, "Well, right at the end, just after you get off of Highway 601. My house is the first driveway off of, there's a house right on the corner. It's not that one, it's the next house. It's just right off the corner from Highway 601. And he was saying, "Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. You're the guy with the swing set." I was like, "Yeah, that's me." "Yep, I'm the guy with the swing set." He said, "You scared the living daylights out of me not too long ago." And I said, "I saw some lights at your place." And I thought, "Oh, no, now here I'm going to have to explain all about this toilet on my chimney. And this is really bad. Oh, this is embarrassing." And, it was a good joke on me, but now the whole community saw the blinking Christmas lights on the toilet on my chimney, and I'm going to have to explain this at the road board meeting in front of these people that I don't even know. So he said, "I was driving by your place, and I got down there, and there was a shimmering blue light in your field. It was just shimmering away." And he said, "I looked at that, and I thought, that's a flying saucer. That's a UFO right there in the field." He said, "I stopped, I looked at it, and it would shimmer, and then it would stop, and then after a while it would shimmer some more." And he said, I took off. I got out of there. I didn't want to have anything to do with that. I just wanted to get away from there." But he said, "The next day I went back and I thought, I wonder what that was. I should go back and check. There might be a burned ring in that field from the flying saucer." So he said, "I went back in the daytime. I walked into the field, and he said, there was your well casing." And he said, "Inside your well casing, you have a pipe that goes down to your pump, and you have a light bulb in there to keep a heat bulb in there to keep the pipe from freezing, and you have a tinfoil pipe plate wired to that light so that the heat reflects down on the pipe." And he was saying whenever your pump would run, that tinfoil pipe plate would vibrate, and the light would be on, and at night it just made the light flicker. And he said, "So it wasn't a UFO after all. It was just your well casing." Because you really gave me a good scare there. You know, I liked that conversation because he knew me as the guy with the swing set. And I decided that if I'm known in the community as the guy with the swing set, I'm okay with that. That's a good thing to be known for because I do love children and I love playing with children. And that swing set was something that we enjoyed a lot. And if I'm known in the community as the guy with the swing set, that's good by me.